Good day, everyone. We want to simplify this problem. Simplify open bracket minus 8 close brackets everything raised to the power of 4 over 3. Now, if we want to simplify this problem, you discover that we have minus in the brackets. We have minus there. So we are going to look at our power. If you look at your power, you discover that we have 4 over 3. I hope we can also. Then, to know whether we are going to remove this minus or not, you have to look at the numerator of the power we have. Since we have a fractional power of 4 over 3, so we're going to look at the numerator. So if the numerator is even, we are going to remove the minus. And if the numerator is odd, we are not going to remove the minus. The minus will remain there. Now, let me show you what I'm trying to say. Let's consider this, everyone. If we have, we know that minus times minus is going to give us what? Plus. So, minus, this is the same thing as minus raised to the power of 2. So, if you have minus raised to the power of even, then you know it's going to give you plus, and that is why you don't need to consider it again. So here, if you have minus times minus times minus, you know you're going to have minus times minus, it's going to give you plus, times minus is going to give you minus, because minus times minus plus, plus times minus minus. So this is the same thing as minus raised to the power of 3. So we can now conclude now that whenever minus is raised to the power of even, then it's going to turn to plus, and we don't need to write it again. So, but whenever it is raised to the power of odd, then we need to write the minus. So since the numerator of this our question is even, then we are not going to write the minus again. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to write something like this, that since the numerator of the power, then the minus sign can be ignored. Remember that you are free to write your own in any way. So the next thing we are going to write now, so in my next line, I'm going to write it now. Everything raised to the power of 4 over 3. So what is the next thing we are going to do? Of course, we can consider the fact that we have a fractional power. Remember the law of fractional power now, that is the denominator of the fractional power is going to determine the root we are going to write. Is it going to be square root? Is it going to be cube root? The fractional power is 3, then I'm going to write what? I'm going to write cube root. So it's going to be cube root. But don't forget, when you're writing cube root, you have to put the 3 there to show that it is cube root. Then everything raised to the power of the numerator raised to the power of 4. So here, the question is, what is the cube root of 8? That is, what is the number that will multiply itself 3 times to give us 8? Because it is cube root. So the number that is going to multiply itself 3 times to give us 8 is actually 2. So we write 2. Then because we have power of 4 there, so we have raised to the power of 4. So which is going to give us what? Which is going to give us 2 raised to the power of 4 is actually 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So which is going to give us 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. So this is going to give us 16. Thank you.